Coming up on DITV, we bring you the latest on last night's fire on Johnson Street.
And later, we bring you a special feature on the most prevalent eating disorders facing our college campus.
I have your highlights from the women's basketball game yesterday, and I sat down with Iowa baseball's comeback kid. All that and more in sports.
Mid-50s temperatures, possible rain, and cloudy skies. Find out more in weather.
All that and more coming up on DITV.
Don't go anywhere. DITV starts right now.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Bo Bowman.
And I'm Becca Scadden. Around 8 o'clock Thursday night, the Iowa City Fire Department responded to a call at 432 South Johnson Street. While the fires blazed on, no residents or rescue crew members were injured. Currently, the cause of the fire is unknown and there is no current estimate to damages. We will update as more information becomes available.
On Thursday, the University of Iowa announced the starting for a search for a new university vice president and provost. This position has been vacant since March of last year, and it's the latest in a string of searches for UI administrators. Interim Provost Sue Curry stated, quote, "I'm committed to seeing these projects through and to working with our new deans during the coming academic year in order to ensure a smooth transition," end quote. For more on the search, check out the front page of the Daily Iowan, where Marissa Payne has more.
The Iowa Senate has passed a bill that will restrict access to abortions. The heartbeat bill will ban abortions after a fetal heartbeat can be detected. If an abortion is performed, it will be considered a Class D felony and will result in up to 5 years in prison. This bill has been opposed by the Iowa Board of Regents. They say it could jeopardize the University of Iowa's accreditation program for OBGYNs and for gynecologists.
Becca, it's been beautiful out the past couple of days, and I'm really hoping it continues into the weekend.
Absolutely, Bo. We're only about a week out from spring break, but it's already starting to feel like spring here in Iowa. Let's toss over to John in the weather studio to see if this weather's going to stick around. John?
Thanks, guys. I have an exciting statistic for those who might be a little afraid that the nice weather we've been having would quickly fade away to below freezing temperatures. Well, it just so happens that the average high temperature for the past 2 weeks has been 50 degrees. This is substantially better temperatures than what we saw in early February. Let's hope that the upcoming weather stays true to this pattern of warm temperatures. This afternoon, expect partly cloudy skies with a high temperature of 49 degrees, and tonight, expect clear skies and a low of 30 degrees. Let's take a look at our upcoming forecast. Tomorrow, expect sunny skies with an afternoon high of 54 degrees and a low temperature overnight of 33 degrees. On Sunday, you will see mostly sunny skies with afternoon highs in the mid-50s, and at night, low temperatures in the lower 40s. Morning showers on Monday with afternoon highs in the mid-50s, and at night, lows in the lower 30s. Unfortunately, on Tuesday, we may see some afternoon rain, possible snow showers, and wind. Tuesday afternoon, we'll have high temperatures in the lower 40s, and at night, lows in the upper 20s. Finally, on Wednesday, expect partly cloudy skies with afternoon highs in the upper 30s and nighttime lows in the mid-20s. All right, so I may have spoken a bit too soon about consistent warm weather, but I am confident that springtime weather is right around the corner. That's all I got for weather. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, John. Throughout the week, the University of Iowa has hosted several events to raise awareness about eating disorders.
However, one particular disorder is proving to be more common with college students than ever before. We have DITV News reporter Kaylin Cluck in the studio with more. Kaylin?
Thanks, guys. Student Health and Wellness told me they've seen a recent increase of patients struggling with eating disorders. Student organization Body Image and Eating Disorder Awareness, or BETA, held numerous events throughout the week to promote body positivity. I spoke with their president to find out how this illness impacts student life. Chances are you know someone struggling with an eating disorder, even if you don't know they have it.
It's far more prevalent than people think. Within the past 10 years, it's doubled in college males. It's almost tripled in college females.
It's an invisible illness and anything but uncommon, especially among college students.
The problem with eating disorders is that it has the highest mortality rate than any other mental disorder.
At Wednesday's Student Health and Wellness Fair, BETA encouraged people to focus less on the number on the scale and more about trying to be healthy, physically and mentally.
A lot of people think, oh, I have to take care of my GPA, I have to take care of my friends, but you do need to focus on yourself because you can have mental and even physiological problems with yourself.
Student health and wellness dietitian Joanne Daler-Miller says about 20% of new patients coming to see her have eating disorders, and college students could be more likely to struggle with them now in the spring semester.
We're right around midterm time. We're coming up before spring break where some people are going away on vacations and concerned with how their body looks.
Pressure from social media for the perfect appearance along with stressful college schedules don't help. Anorexia and bulimia remain prevalent, but Daler-Miller says binge eating is the most common eating disorder.
People with binge eating disorder can be any size. They can be thin, they can be normal weight, and they can be overweight.
But an invisible illness gets better when it's no longer hidden.
Eating disorders are serious illnesses, but they're very treatable, and the sooner someone gets treated, the more likely they are to recover.
And students dealing with eating disorders can book free consultations with Student Health and Wellness. One of the most important steps of recovery is seeking help in the first place. Thanks, guys. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Kaylin. Becca, it seems like all the winter sports here at the UI are starting to wrap up. I know I'm headed to the Big Ten wrestling tournament here, and the basketball tournaments are already underway.
Absolutely. Women's team's doing a great job, and we finally saw the men's team pull out a win in the Big Ten tournament. Awesome to see. Let's toss over to Mary-Kate Earing in the sports studio with more. Mary-Kate.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, well, actually, unfortunately, the men's run in the Big Ten tournament came to a close yesterday. And yes, I'm calling it a run because they finally got past the first game for the first time in the last couple of years. So at least we got some progress there, guys. The Michigan Wolverines took down Iowa in overtime, 77-71. The big question with this team now is whether or not some players will be transferring. The rumors have already started to surface that Iowa star Tyler Cook may be looking elsewhere. And when asked about it yesterday after the loss, he would not make a comment. So let's move over to some better news. Iowa does still have one team in the Big Ten tournament. The women's team advanced after beating Northwestern yesterday, 55-45. Reporter Lucy Rodin is in Indianapolis with more.
Against Northwestern, Iowa held the Wildcats to just 1 point in the first period. But Northwestern managed to battle back to bring it within 5 after some foul trouble from Megan Gustafson. But thanks to sharp shooting from Mackenzie Meyer and Alexis Civilian, Iowa ended up taking this one 55-45.
To be able to hold them to 1 point in the first quarter, that's huge. I mean, not only were we able to score and to be able to, put the ball in the bucket, but we were able to get stops on defense, and that was really important.
I think that might be the first time I've ever experienced anything like that. That was pretty amazing, and thank goodness for that first quarter and that good start, because we needed all of that to finish this game.
We just knew we had to win the game, and it was a 5-point game with just a minute or so left. So we were ready to lock down, and we knew we were going to get stops when we needed them.
It's kind of a gut check sometimes, okay, you guys, they understand what they have to do. When we came out, we scored after that possession too, or after that timeout, and I thought that was a good possession to kind of get us momentum going back in our favor. But I think it was just like, okay, let's lock down. It wasn't anything that we changed defensively or anything like that. It was just a point of, we got 5 minutes, you guys. Let's go win this game. Let's play great defense. As long as we play great defense, we're going to win this game.
Iowa will face Minnesota this afternoon in the third round of the Big Ten tournament. Reporting from inside in Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana, this has been Lucy Rodin for DITV Sports.
Well, as basketball season is starting to come to a close, spring is here, which means baseball season is back. And along with baseball being back, one Iowa pitcher has made his comeback debut after he went through Tommy John surgery. I sat down with the left-hander Nick Allgaier to talk about his return.
So just kind of talk about the injury in fall of 2016, Tommy John surgery. Talk about when it happened, and then kind of after in the recovery process. You talked that you would train 6 to 7 days a week just to be able to get back.
Yeah, so it was a live set. It was actually outside here. It was our first live set. I was facing Case Masson, and I threw a slider, and it kind of felt really weird. I felt like I almost hit my funny bone. It didn't pop or tingling didn't go down my whole arm. It just kind of felt like it hit my funny bone and kind of rang. I tried to throw, I think, 7 more pitches. My velo went down almost 10 miles an hour, and I didn't throw 1 strike. And coach was like, oh, what's going on? I'm like, my elbow was kind of bothering me. He's like, all right, well, go get it checked out. So I kind of walked off the mountain hill. He was like, what are you doing? I'm like, my elbow was killing me. I got to go get it checked out. And he just kind of looked at me with a blank stare, I don't know what's going on right now.
And then you get the call, you get named the Friday starter. Just talk about that. It's a goal, I think, for probably every pitcher for you guys to get that name. Just
Yeah, just coming here my freshman year, like we had Tyler Payton on the mound on Friday night, and you see that every Friday night starter is usually the best pitcher on the staff. That's just something that every pitcher coming to college baseball strives for. That's something that when I had surgery, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to come back and be the Friday night starter. My best friend, Nick Gallagher, was Friday night starter last year, and he gave me a lot of motivation. Just being able to see him go out there every Friday is something that I wanted to do, and that's what my rehab and hard work allowed me to do.
All right, well, congratulations on getting back, the return, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Well, the win that day, guys, was as brutal as it looked in the interview, but Allgaier will be taking the mound today at Alabama at 4 p.m. You can catch my full interview with Nick on our Daily Iowan YouTube page. The women's gymnastics team will be celebrating their seniors tonight, which includes Lainey Snyder, who has made a name for herself on the floor. I got the inside scoop on how her routine came to be.
Iowa gymnast Lainey Snyder, now known as almost the rebel of college gymnastics, has continued to stun the country on one event, floor. But floor hasn't always been this longtime gymnast's forte.
Floor wasn't my main event. It wasn't ever really my favorite until I got to college.
We didn't really recruit Lainey for floor. She is an incredible athlete, but dancing was really not her forte, and she'll tell you that. And the very first time I asked her about floor music, she, said something, I don't know, like AC/DC. I was like, really? I don't know if I could do choreography to that.
Snyder has become a star for her now most anticipated floor routine of her career. And just like her, the routine is as unique as they come.
I knew I wanted a rock routine just because I have been wanting it for a while. And I'm honestly not that great of a dancer, but I can entertain.
She kind of just let her personality come out a little bit, and as she was playing, I was like, how fun would that be to just tie in everything Iowa? So it kind of developed from there.
My floor music is Crazy Train because, my nickname is Lane Train, so I thought that was fitting. And then there's the Seven Nation Army in there, classic Iowa football song. And then Back in Black, keeping it classic. If I wanted to add my dab, she was like, go for it. I add the IOWA in there. And she just gave me a lot of freedom just to involve the crowd as much as possible.
Lainey's last time competing inside of Carver will be tonight at 7 p.m. and she's ready to leave it all on the floor.
I guess this is the first time I've really thought about it, and I'm going to be sad about it, but we got the rest of the season left, and I'm going to give it my all.
Sad for me that we lose that type of personality because there's nobody like her.
Lainey and the Jimhawks are taking on Southeastern Missouri State tonight at 7 p.m. inside of Carver Hawkeye Arena for the last time this season. Come back on Monday for all of your Hawkeye sports highlights from the weekend. Guys, back over to you.
Each Friday, we here at DITV are proud to bring in the ICAC Animal of the Week. This is reserved for that one special animal at the Animal Care and Adoption Center who's ready to meet their new family.
This week we are featuring not one, but two special animals, the perfect pair of guinea pigs, Flora and Fauna. Flora and Fauna are the best of friends who are looking for a home of any type. Guinea pigs make the perfect pets for families with children of any ages.
Fauna is super friendly with people and has beautiful tan, black, and white spots. Flora is more timid than her friend Fauna and switches out the black spots for brown. Their absolute favorite thing to snack on are dried fruits like banana chips.
Guinea pigs are very social animals, so Flora and Fauna prefer to stay together as they move into their forever home.
For more information on flora, fauna, and other animals, please visit the ICAC website. Call them at their phone number or just stop by for a visit. They would love to see you.
Well, everyone, that's a wrap on this Friday morning edition of DITV.
Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday.
And if that isn't enough of the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out our print edition of the news on stands now.
Before we leave, we're going to leave you with some extra footage of flora and fauna from all of us here at DITV. I'm Becca Scadden.
And I'm Bo Bowman. Have a great day, Iowa City, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Same time, same place.